both games, and he's here to tell the tale. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning. How you doing? I missed you guys last week.
I know. It's good to see you back here.
Yeah, it's good to be back. My little daughter, please, because I know y'all like making y'all money, too. We got to get some new referees who can keep up with this game. We used to have police more talent.
Daryl, what was it like in the locker room when the players were changing jerseys?
Oh, it was funky up in the locker. He'll do it all right. He is really the mastermind of all good things that happen.
The kid.
If Jason Kidd is out, then that's all right.
Stick a fork in him?
Well, if he's out, you
heard it here first.
Hello.
All right, Daryl, before I let you go, I got to say your diet. You are looking really slim and trim. Don't get too skinny on me.
Well, I ain't going to get too skinny because my wife won't let that happen. She's starting to cook again now, and she lost 17 pounds. But I love you, baby. Yeah,
Look at Daryl.
Oh, yeah.
Jay walked in. He's like,
I'm good to go today, y'all. Hey,
you were just disappearing. Spin around there. Get the full body shot. Look at everybody cheering. Can we hear it?
It's all good. And tell your mama, I want to talk to her. I love your mama.
I know. She always asks about you, Daryl. I'm serious. She wants to bring you some of her sweet tea.
I heard she had lipstick on that she put on out of a holster. You tell her I want to see her, okay?
All right, Daryl, you're crazy. Remember, Daryl returns from Lovetron every Tuesday for NBA Talk. And
Cold pizza. Good morning, kid.
Good morning. I love with our opening there, I shot it by the jukebox, and Jay said, that's either a really tall jukebox or you is really short.
It shows how short you are.
I think it's the second one.
Maybe.
By the way, Jay, do you notice my sweater here that I've worn once before?
That is your Carolina blue sweater, as I recall.
When I interviewed Dean Smith, I actually changed into this because it was Carolina blue, so I'm feeling good. That's a close-up of that blue sweater.
Go ahead, kid.
All right, well, here's what you need to know this morning. The commission investigating. So what is this show Mad House about?
Mad House is a very interesting show. On the surface, it poses the alts. They're all considered leaders in our communities, in our respected lifestyle communities. And I realize
reality shows, a lot of times you're not portrayed fairly. Did they portray you accurately? I feel airtime. I'm not messing with it.
Yeah, no, you're too kind. Thank you. That's spell I do fair.
Here in the Big Apple. And Jay, spring weather is coming. We've not been talking about the weather very much, but it's on its way.
Well, it's hard to think about spring because just last week I think we got like 4 or 5 inches of snow on back-to-back days. So they tell me that spring is coming, and I'll believe it when I see
It's in the 50s today, I think. So.
Yeah, well, it was nice yesterday. It was actually nice. But then you see Len out in Arizona where it's 90 degrees at 5 o'clock in the morning, and my parents have a boat out there. Last weekend they were on a boat all weekend. It was 97 degrees.
That's just salt in the wound. That's just not good.
Unbelievable. Well, shortly we'll look at the ongoing battle between athletes and the media that covers them.
And later we'll talk to NASCAR driver Kurt Busch. Plus our gamers take Times Square. I'm nervous about that one.
I know. Eric in Times Square. It should be fun. But right now, here is...
Because at one hand, I mean, that role's going to live on forever, but the other, it might be hard to cast you in future roles. Has it been that difficult?
I think that there has, and I feel that about 25 times a night. So, but you know what? It's just one of those things. I was always wired that way. And
I can't believe I'm with Kid.
You're so crazy.
It's so awesome.
So what is this show about?
The show basically, it follows me across country. Do with show business at all. Maybe my 3-year-old was a little upset, but my wife was like, go, get out of the house. You've been home too long. Goodbye.
We just saw you there in the Winnebago. What was life in the Winnie like for you?
Well, you should know.
I can relate.
It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, you're just cooped. It's time to cast my wife. I went to Vegas. I'm looking for a showgirl. The opposite of my wife.
You cast your wife as a showgirl?
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Well, we have a clip here, I think, of you casting your... Who'd you end up casting?
Unfortunately, not the female impersonator.
Could go well with a showgirl?
Yes, you're right. I ended up casting an insane Romanian, Transylvanian guy who's kind of like a Balky character. And the network decided, no, our demographic is girls, we want you to have a daughter. So they wanted me to cast like a real, like a Kelly Bundy kind of daughter. So we went to Cleveland, and I cast a tough hockey-playing daughter.
So did they have any control of who you chose, or did you have final say?
No, they had no control, and I loved it. And half my decisions were really to spite them. That's what the best thing was. If they, if they kind of annoyed me on the trip, I would cast the opposite of what they wanted.
Now, I read in my notes here there was one point you almost went to jail. What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm a family man, and at some point during the trip, I don't know what happened. I just, to this date, don't know what happened, but I found myself on my knees in the middle of nowhere America with a state trooper screaming that it was time for us to come to Jesus. So I'm not sure what that meant, but we got out of it. We were on our way, and I don't think I'll visit that part of the country again. I think I'm banned from it.
Joe, I don't think I'm going to comment. I'm going to let that one just slide right there.
Let it
So
go.
how'd you get involved with this to begin with, this whole reality TV?
You know, I posted a website, ridiculous cover letters, and I turned it into a book called Hire Me Dumbass. And a producer surfed onto my website and put our fights on. I wouldn't argue with her unless I could record it and put it on the website. And he
Your
said,
wife puts up with a lot, Joe.
she, God bless her, is the greatest woman in the world. But and it all started from there. A producer just said, "Hey, we've got this show called My Life as a Sitcom. Your website is what we're looking for. Send us a tape." And I just picked up a tape.
Or Nutty. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you and can wait to see how the show unfolds.
I'm in love with Kid.
Oh, Joe, stop it now. I do look kind of cute today. My Life as a Sitcom airs Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC Family. We'll be back to wrap up the show after this.
Being clever, but it's really Tom Hanks who makes this thing work. I mean, he plays a phony professor who dresses like Mark Twain, spews Southern Gothic chamber music quintet, and asks her, you know, could we use your cellar to practice? Well, actually, what he intends to do is build a tunnel from the cellar to the vault of a casino
Nice.
without arousing the old lady's suspicion. And as you can imagine, all wackiness ensues.
Let's watch. Here's Tom Hanks in Lady Killer. He's continued to reinvent himself
But
and
it's
get
good
better
because
and
he's
better.
getting back to his comic roots, and that's really funny.
All right, it's nice to see that you have Frasier on the bus list.
Yes.
Everybody seems to be talking about Friends.
Yes.
Glad to see they made
Time
it.
to praise Fraser. You know, it's lost its buzz, but he's in sparkles with wit and humor. There are only 5 original episodes left, so don't miss them. Don't miss Kids Are Wonderful.
It's so good. How many awards has that show won?
A record 31 Emmys, including 5 straight Best Comedy trophies.
Wow. All right, what's next on the bus?
Next we have
There's that much
Believe the
cursing in
Language.
West.
Oh, you can't believe the language.
All right, what about the new book, Rats?
The new book, Rats. I mean, this will really
Oh, no, Peter. By the way, it's funny. The author, Robert Sullivan, that's my husband's name. Very funny. But he didn't write the book. Good to see you as always, Peter.
you.
Kelsey Grammer has been playing Frasier since 1984. With 20 seasons on the air, the character ties Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke as the longest running in TV history.
It's halftime, Peter. It is your must list. Yes.
I thought it was on too early to make this.
It's a little bit, you know what, the
We do
watch.
it for your schedule, Peter.
Push things ahead, whatever works for Peter. I guess that makes it the Rat Pack then. A lot of those rats
Yeah, there are a lot
in
of
action.
in Philadelphia, too, you know.
Yes.
Not only New York.
Really? You know, we had Jeffrey Tambor here earlier, and
Was he great?
Oh, Jeffrey
he was
Tambor.
serious with this. You know, I think he talked about middle-aged pornography. He talked about being stupid. It was we embraced all
He
the
is
culture.
just fantastic. I don't care what role he does. He's unbelievable.
Our magazine has been a big supporter of that show. Wonderful show. It's a great show.
A little NCAA, Morgan in San Antonio. What's coming up?
Get enough. Well, we're going to preview the Duke UConn game. That's the one everybody's talking about. Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State are like, hey, what about us? We're in the Final Four too, but
I loved Darren Ravel in that Kenny Anderson jersey earlier. I was thought maybe the Brian Oliver or the Dennis Scott more Lethal Weapon 3 guys.
I was freaked out by the coffin, to tell you the truth. I wasn't.
They smell like those things are sellers. He appeared in 4 other series and playing him every step of the way. Actor and comedian Richard Belzer, who is with us now. Good morning, Richard.
What a great actor.
He is unbelievable. You're definitely a very sarcastic in your role there. How are you like him in
what
real
makes you
life?
say that?
I don't know. Just something. I'm just looking at the screen, just talking.
What was the question?
Are you like him in real life, Detective Bunch?
Very similar. Get it all down and show all the books that I read, because you don't have to make anything up these days.
So what's the conspiracy theory behind Elvis?
There is none.
There is none.
He's dead. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, besides being an author and an actor, you're also a comedian.
I am?
Yes, that's what I read in my notes. I'm just going with it.
Wow, you're putting the pressure on me today.
What's the hardest part about standing up on stage and trying to be funny?
For me, there's nothing more exciting than the chair by the time I get through with them.
So I know you've also did some interviewing, and I should learn from your skills. So I feel like this one wasn't going very well.
Why?
But I don't know. You're just sort of combative with me, Detective Munch.
Well, it's 4 in the morning. What do you expect? There's a $2,500 fine right there.
Is that an F-bomb?
Okay.
You dropped the first F-bomb on our air.
Sorry.
What happened when you interviewed Hulk Hogan?
Well, that was in 1985. I had a talk show, Kill the Jew, it's called. And what he does is he knocks you out. But then, the genius that he is, he let me go, and I fell to the ground and smashed open the back of my head. I sued, and with the money, I bought a house in France. So all's well that ends well.
Did you name the house in France?
No, but we do toast him once in a while.
All right, well,
The Shea Hogan in
The
France.
Shea Hogan.
Yes.
So the sleeper really works then?
It works, and I don't recommend it.
I will try that on you today.
Well,
All right, so what are you going to
can
perform
try
for me
it.
today?
What?
I can try the sleeper on you?
yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
What are you going to
You want to buy
perform?
another house in France?
I think this might be my worst interview.
Why?
You got me all jammed up over here.
Is she doing good, ladies and gentlemen? You see, you have your fans.
The peanut gallery. You know what I think it is, Richard? I think it's the sunglasses. They're throwing me way off.
Why?
Yeah, I just feel like sort of I can't make the eye contact.
How about now?
Very, very
Okay,
good.
you want to start the interview
Very
again?
mysterious, yes. So tell me about your early days in acting.
Well, I was a midget actor, and then I put on some hormones. And, yes.
So what are you going to perform this morning?
A strip. I do this strip tease, and I
Nice,
have
but
this
you're just
G-string on, and I...
Now we're
No,
talking.
what I do in my act is I do stand-up, and I also do musical parodies. And I just learned that they're doing the musical version of Bob Dylan's Life on Broadway, and I managed to get one of the songs from that musical, and I'd like to perform it for you now, if I
I would
may.
love for you to see that,
The Ballad
Richard.
of Bob Dylan. Would you like to hear
I
it?
would like to see it. Take
Okay.
it away.
Crossing.
Crossing over. To see you too. So what do we think about the Masters green getup?
Well, you know, I'm thrilled for Phil. In-house cold pizza supermodel slash
Woo!
chef. Okay, that's why he's here. And what I thought we'd start with a green chambray silk edge in your face. You know, he can go straight from the green to the streets if he'd like. And
Zach,
yeah,
you're so bulky. He looks good in everything he wears.
there you go. We'll go with that.
Well, Patrick, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks so
you,
much
Kim.
for
It's
coming
a
in.
dream to be here with
You're
you. really.
adorable. For more information on the fashion scene here, go to our website, coldpizza.tv. Coming up, we'll let you know who rolled the box office this week. Here's a hint. Sunday was Easter. Patrick, you know what I'm talking about? Last week, first of all, is that a little bit contrived? She can't be that insane.
No, she really can't be. And, you know, I talked to her actually last week, and, yeah.
Oh, did you stir it up a little bit?
Well, you know, she won't say that, but she'll say that they, you know, there's an invisible hand guiding things.
Because I thought when she faked the phone call, I was like, all right, that's just a layup. Like, that's just creating drama.
Exactly. A lot of that really. But, you know, that's what Mark Burnett does. He creates great drama to have great characters. I don't think you're going to get another Omarosa, for example.
She'll be hard to find.
How's that going to happen?
What about the copycat show that you said are coming out?
Yeah, you know, there are a couple now. I don't think that one's going to work.
All right, Eric, so our bet is on Thursday. One more
Got
time.
it.
You think of the wager during the commercial. Good to see you, as always.
You too.
You can see the special 2-hour finale of The Apprentice this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on NBC.
It's your halftime report brought to you by Mazda. I'm Zach Liebowitz. Eric, I got 2 words for you. Omarosa. By the way, we're also, I think, 10 hours removed now from the Nick and Jessica variety show.
Oh, that was so good.
Did you watch that? It was like Sonny and Cher in action.
It was,
Jay
by the way-
Crawford, welcome in.
See that last night? The Nick and...
Oh, I
you
forgot to
T-boned it,
make a
right?
comment.
I T-voted, exactly. I think I'm going to watch it each day this
Jessica
week. You know, a little bit every day.
He's going to hate it.
Wasn't that a great moment earlier? The Iron Man, Scott swinging
Yeah,
Iron.
he was genuinely surprised. It was really, really neat.
And I know you're talking about that in the second inning stretch coming up.
Actually, we're going to talk about Nick and there was a clip in the...
Financial D-Day is around the corner. Tax returns are due April 15th. Now, that's Thursday for those of you without a calendar. Recently, Jay got some tips on how to take some stress out of paying your taxes. Wanted to know. So what answer would you give him?
Well, Jeff sounds like more of an advanced person. There isn't a system that's better.
Home gym.
The first thing you want to factor in is space. You know,
This is big.
I don't know, you see these in the store and it's like, you know, you figure it'll fit in your basement, but you really need to take the dimensions and measurements of the space and the machine that you're going to put the space in. Because, you know, a lot of basements are 6-foot ceilings. You get this thing home, you're going to spend thousands of dollars trying to put, the system in your basement. Also, price. You know, you want to buy an affordable piece of equipment, especially if you use it one time and it's going to become an expensive coat rack. So you don't want to get locked into 50 easy payments.
What's a price that would be a good price to spend for a home gym?
Between $300 and $500 is normal. And here, like I said, you have everything you need here.
Yep.
As long as you have the space. This is a pretty big machine, so you're going to need, ample space to fit this in.
How is the weight-resistant training different from the band-resistant training?
The weight resistance training is better for building muscle because the resistance is consistent throughout the entire exercise. The band resistant is you use variable resistance, which is not as good for building muscle, but it's good for general conditioning.
Maybe better for me would be the band. And the
Right,
weight.
and it's also safer, and you don't really need a spotter.
You're sponsored by Sears. I love the reader you're a pro.
Exactly.
All right, Frank, good to see you. Good stuff in there. We'll have more fitness tips next Monday on Body Talk. But coming up next, Thea goes head-to-head with Olympic gold medalist Apollo Anton Ono in today's Celebrity Sports Challenge. Get ready, Thea. Out there, how long did it take you to prepare for this?
Well, I actually didn't have too much time to prepare, so...
Katrina, you stuck out like a sore thumb in your white outfit, your big heels there. What kind of response did you get from the players?
It was great because...
So, Katrina, what about Cold Pizza? Come back and do some more work for us?
I would love to. Hire me.
Really? All right.
I'd love to.
If I had any say, we'll bring you back. Well, I'll talk to the big ones. I got a little pull here, so you're welcome back anytime. Now we go from one reality show to another for maximum viewing.
Right here, right here next to Andy. And basically,
Just be careful
this is
because
the only
boards
trick
can
I
go
have.
flying out.
Okay?
Anytime.
I could, like when you're slowing down and you kind of do this little motion right here.
That's called the
That's the
tic-tac.
trick. What are you talking about? Let me see you do it.
I thought you were going to like jump the board or something.
There will be no jumping for me.
Oh, no, it's a tic-tac.
So in other words, I would get a 0. Andy,
The tic-tac, named after the noise it makes.
I literally thought, Jay, you were like gearing up for your big move.
Kid, where's the trick? Kid, you're always in my corner.
Sorry,
I love you for that,
That was
sweetheart.
good, sweet pea.
Oh, sure it was. Donna and I try to make up for it. Okay, Andy, what's your trick? What do you
I was going to demonstrate an ollie for you guys.
An ollie?
An ollie is the fundamental move, and I could ollie over you if you want.
An ollie and comfort.
All right, here. Turn this way a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, now just lean back and land your hands.
This is my trick.
Okay, this is good.
Okay.
I'm going to go over here.
All right.
This is good. All right.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
This way.
Wow.
He's not sure about this. Do I need any equipment for
I
this?
think we got it.
Does he need like a headgear or something?
You have a cup on, right?
Oh, I don't.
I'm nervous.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
The ollie.
Andy, I'm banking heavily on you, my friend.
I've done this once before. Here we go.
So,
1, 2.
wow! And
There it is.